Hello, 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 hello. Welcome tonight to a new brand of podcasts, right? Right?
Yeah.
So, OUTKAST Pirate Radio. I'm your host, Chris O'Toole, with my lovely producer, Gwen. We're gonna have a good night tonight, right? We got
Yes.
things that are pretty interesting topics and all that. But before I start, Gwen, how's your week been going? How's everything?
Busy girl, busy. We are growing. Goodness.
Right?
We got shows
That's
coming up and yeah, we are growing. It's great.
that.
I'm happy.
Yes, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's what I love to hear. I love this community because we can share our thoughts. We're respectable to each other. Which that's really kind of hard to find, like in the paranormal community, really.
Hmm.
And we like it that way. And because then
Hey, we
when we
share
have
each
that,
other's stuff. Yeah, we back each other
absolutely
up. We
no,
love each
like
other.
absolutely, absolutely. So that's what I love about us working together and doing this and so forth. And tonight I actually have my spirit box on, the Havlin Nicola. I don't know. I was just like feeling some things. As you know, where I reside, it is haunted.
Yep.
And I think it's more of the land than anything. Where I live at has a lot of history, a lot of rich history. So that is good. Hey, what's going on?
That's Sean.
What's up, Sean? What's up? I'm
Sean's with the network. He collabs with the network. So he's one
yes,
of our
yes,
people.
no, absolutely. I look, man. I almost called him Shane, and I know that's not Shane. See, I don't
No,
know why. It's the Sean and Shane thing that gets me.
they
So,
confuse
guys,
us.
you're gonna have to please excuse me if I accidentally call you another man's name. I mean, thank God it's not in bed because I would just be horrible. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
I'm right. I'm right.
That's funny.
Uh,
So
uh, so thank you for coming, Outcasters, to another Outcast Pirate Radio. Actually, this is my first pirate radio for this brand. Okay, the show that will dive into the weird, the wild, and the downright unsettling. I'm your host, Chris O'Toole, like I said before, and my lovely producer, Gwen. And we're going to be venturing into the shadowy world of cults, conspiracy, cold blooded murder. So, you know what? Buckle up. You're going to enjoy the ride. But also, too,
mhm.
we're going back to, we're going to be talking about two topics. Okay. So, we're going to be talking about Jack Lasoida, the Zion killings. Now, of course, I guess this has been going on for a while, and I guess now it's going viral. A couple of days ago, Lasoda got picked up out of a shootout, I'm assuming, or he's arrested now. I'm still trying to learn this case. Man, like my head exploded when I read about this. I'm like, dang, this is a Netflix. It's gonna be a Netflix documentary, you know? Um
It definitely is going to be a Netflix thing.
oh yeah. And you know what? And I just know that there's gonna be people out there who are going to exploit, you know, this situation,
Mhm.
these killings and kind of use it to further, their agenda based on because this person, who is the so-called leader is a transgender woman. So, and that's just, that's just,
That's gonna be another, yeah, it
you know,
is. Now
go ahead.
is it the one with the long hair, the Asian looking person, or is it the other person?
I think it's the other one. See, that's the thing. It's so confusing because they have like three different people,
Hmm.
and like I look. There's obviously there's numerous people, Like I said, I'm still learning about it, because obviously this is kind of a new development in a way that's been
It is.
released. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
And it just, yeah, man, it kind of throws you off in left field. So we're going to talk about that, and then the second portion, we are going to go back to the Houston mass murders. It's going to be the last part. Now, we've kind of ventured away from Dean Kroll, and that's intentionally because, of course, I feel like he's just a layer, of the problem
Yes.
that lie more deeper, you know, within that scene. Viewer discretion is advice.
Yeah,
We talk
it
about
is.
topics that a lot of people probably wouldn't talk about on their podcast. I would not be surprised if I, you know, get banned off Facebook or whatever the case may be. Um,
Mm. It
that
can happen. It can
it can
happen.
happen. It can
It can
happen. I
happen.
hope it doesn't. You breathe on TikTok. They get you for a violation. Um,
Yeah, I couldn't
so
get this to download, but
uh,
is this is this the person? I don't know the correct stuff, but is this the person
okay.
that's supposed to be?
Oh no, no. Okay, so check this out.
That's the different one.
So that dude, okay,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm understanding the story correctly,
Mm-hmm.
this dude here, and this is from what I read from Reddit.
Okay.
Obviously, these group of people, someone in this group of people of the Zazanes or whatever you call them, well, I think they're like obsessed with this dude. Like listening to like his theories,
Mm-hmm.
about artificial intelligence. Now, look, I looked at a video, of one of his podcasts that he had with someone, and I mean, he throws up some really logical points. I've been working in artificial intelligence for like 5, 6 years now. So I mean, I started, with basically teaching cars how to drive, automation. I like to talk like in layman's terms so people can understand, because a lot of people feel like artificial intelligence is like really complex, and it's just like blowing the mind, and it's just an optical illusion. It's really not that complex. It's input and output. The only time it becomes complex if you're coding, or whatever the case may be. But artificial intelligence is like having a child, like uh, a technology baby. Let's just put it that way.
Oh
The
yeah.
reason why I say that is because you got to put input. So, like when you have a baby, you got to feed it, you got to nurture it. It's going to learn how to walk, talk. Because you're teaching it, you're putting input into your child, and your child is giving an output of neither affection or resistance or whatever the case may be. But the older they get, the more they learn, and that's how deep machine learning works. The more information that you provide into it, the smarter that it gets, picking up algorithms, yada yada yada.
Oh yeah, and that
But
thing will grow like a child, like a real child.
no,
Yeah.
absolutely. But the weird thing about this is that Lasoda was a technician or worked as a programmer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and basically went to school, got a degree, and basically I think like in computer programming or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Shane's your bro. Shane's cool. I love Shane.
Yeah,
I
I do
love all
too.
y'all. Y'all are just amazing.
We're a good little family. We got more
No,
people
absolutely.
coming, and I'll have to tell you about that after the show. I'm not taking your
No,
show up for that.
that's all right. But I mean, the story is just like insane. It really is.
So who
So
is this guy? You sent me. I'm gonna ask real quick. Who is this guy? Well, he should be
okay,
possible.
so this dude here, I think, is one of the people possibly that was with the
Okay.
group. Now, don't
So
don't quote me
he's
on that.
he's
I
not the
don't
leader,
know.
Zizan or Zazan
No,
or
no,
Ziz. Okay.
no, no. That dude, he looked like he came from like the 1970s. Just like the star. I think it's the strawberry blonde hair. But see, like I'm saying, it's like so confusing. Like when I was like reading
Yeah.
up on it and reading the different articles and everything like that. Yeah, they said the same thing, but it was still just like this mass. I mean, I think it all started where they're using the timeline. It's all started at an activist rally, and um, him and I guess like his little friends or whatever, or him joined this rally, to protest, for transgendered rights. And I
Mhm.
just think it just kind of went from there, just from looking at the timeline. So let me see if I can find that timeline
I was
because
looking for a picture and I can't find one.
yeah, there's pictures of him out there. They have it. It's just like I said. I mean, there's like 3 of them,
Oh
maybe
yeah.
4. I don't know. It's just crazy. So like what we're talking about, like the group is so dramatic and so dangerous that they left a trail of blood across the United States. A
Mm-hmm.
group-led figure known as Ziz. 6 lives were lost in multiple states. Web of Violence read like twisted crime thrillers, but it isn't fiction or folks. Like, look, man, this person even had their own blog. I tried to look it up, tried to get in it, but the access was blocked, so I wasn't able to like look at his WordPress and
The
everything because
thing
I
that sticks out with this group for me is that they killed the Border Patrol guy.
yes.
That's the thing I remember more than anything, and I hate that, but that sticks out in my head.
In Vermont, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
I was trying to look. I think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so this all started in 2016. So here, tech savvy, free thinking hub of San Francisco Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
Jack is a computer programmer and a transgendered woman who began blogging under the alias Ziz, Z-I-Z, and her post was like mixing of rambling theories about technology, gender identity, and human cognition. Think of her as like the modern day philosopher, but more like with a dark twist. So I mean, this it's just like it's a story that just kind of spiraled out of control.
Yeah.
Into violence that would. I just it's crazy, So it's basically a group of radical thinkers
Mm-hmm.
and and a mysterious leader of philosophy that turned deadly, and it's a cult. But look, it's a cult-like group, right? But they're
That's
saying
what I
like
was. Yeah.
at least 6 killings, so there could be possibly more killings.
Yeah,
That
we have no idea.
no, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So like I just yeah, man, this is just like crazy stuff. I don't know why I can't get my head wrapped around it because it all started with the protest, right? And then
Yeah.
some way, somehow, Jack fell out of the boat in the San Francisco Bay. They could not find her body. And then they presumed her dead. All right. I think this was in 2022. But it just seems like she wasn't dead. And obviously, I don't know, man. Like it just blows my mind. And I
It's
don't know
bizarre.
why it is bizarre. It really
It's
is.
bizarre.
And I'm really intrigued. And I just like I want to learn more, and I've been like just trying to like, dig information, like, through the internet. And it's just like the things that I want that I probably could find some information is like you don't have access to. So I don't know if that's
Exactly.
don't have access to because the FBI, took it down or, I don't know. I don't
We
know.
don't know.
I don't know. But what I do know in 2012, he did kill his landlord, or someone killed their landlord. He was most likely involved and so forth of because they were late on their rent. So I guess it was just easier to kill the landlord than pay rent.
Okay.
That's a free way
Yeah.
of thinking. I mean, come
Okay.
on.
Oh my. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
I'd rather pay rent.
Yeah. Especially at RV park or place you put in your RV.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I think she was homeless too at one time.
Okay.
Thing is like her dream job of being in technology in Silicon Valley just kind of just didn't go her way. Like um, nothing really fell in her favor. And what they were saying in the news articles most likely was because the fact that she was a transgendered woman.
Okay,
You
I'm going
know,
to show you a picture. If this is not the right one, I'm sorry, but I have been looking to try to figure it out. Hold on, I'm gonna get.
yes,
I don't know
yes.
if it's her, he. I don't know
It's
what
it's
the correct.
that's Jack. I'm assuming. I presume
Okay,
that's Jack. And I
Jack
think
Lazota. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
So
they know of 6 killings as of right now, so there is no telling how
yeah,
many more.
there's no telling, and I really got to dig in that story. But I wanted to mention it because it is intriguing. It is mind blowing that this person supposedly was dead, and it was just like I don't even know. I think he was. I think he killed one person, but then he has
Mhm.
his little friends, and I think one killed their family members, their parents,
Mm.
murdered their parents, something like that. But definitely look it up. It's an interesting read,
It is.
and if you haven't seen it, I'm pretty sure it's going to show up on your Facebook feed or YouTube Reels, or it's it is crazy. It is
Yeah,
like completely crazy.
it is.
Like what would possess a person? And if you notice, and I'm just saying this like bluntly, I'm not, I love everyone. That's the worst thing to say when you're about to say something, right? That you're gonna piss people off.
Yeah, but we're
I
just
love
saying, hey, this is what's happening.
Yeah,
This is
man,
this
like,
is
you know
what's
what?
up,
I
and
love
it's
everyone. I don't care if they're trans. I don't care if they're gay, straight, whatever. It's all about that person. If that person's a good-hearted person, that's what it should count. You know what I'm saying? We should not be
it should.
involved in anybody's bedroom life. We shouldn't be involved in anyone's personal life. I just think if everybody kept to themselves and mind their own business and do their own thing, then I just think a lot of the stuff that we are dealing with right now, would never exist because, we would be taking care of ourselves instead of, what I'm saying,
I do.
producing
I do.
hate on others. But with this situation is kind of unique because this is not the first time that someone who is trans have committed a crime of killing. You know,
Right.
if I'm not mistaken, there has been twice supposedly that there were two trans women, if I'm not mistaken,
Mhm.
or one was a trans man, one was a trans woman, and they were students, if I'm not mistaken, and they were being picked on and bullied, and so they decided to take care of the problem and go into a school and commit murder.
Mm.
Um, because they had enough.
Yeah.
You know, what they did was wrong. I'm not even condoning what they did at
Oh
all.
no.
But this is what I try to tell my friends and all that who don't know people who are trans. I know a few people who are trans, and I'll tell you, those are the last people I ever want to mess with. Like seriously,
They
you
have to be
know.
tough to get through that part of
I mean, like,
yeah.
you think a Native American has a bad temper and ready to scout you. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like,
Not somebody you want to mess with.
no, no,
Mm-mm.
no, no. And the thing is, the misconception is that they're all child molesters or whatever the case may be. They're not.
No, they're not.
You know what? You know what? A transgendered person would be the first one to notice if there was a child in distress in a bathroom.
Because
That
they
something's going on, and they're gonna
obviously
Right, and they're
yes.
gonna be the first one to react upon that due to the
Mhm.
fact because most of them already had a history of unacceptance. They've already had that history of being bullied. Some of them had the history of, being sexually abused when they were younger. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I seen a transgendered man, like, put down two big dudes, you know?
Ooh.
I'm not going there. But the thing is that it seems like now this is becoming more of a psychological criminal type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Because the fact that now this is the third one. Is there going to be a fourth? Is there going to be a fifth? Is this going to be start of a new psychological pattern? You know, um, this would actually that would be a good question for Thomas.
Actually, it would.
Yeah, that would definitely
We'll have
be.
to ask him. He's always happy to try to help us.
No, absolutely. But I mean, and I just.
So I've had my spirit talker on. Have you got anything on yours yet?
Oh, let me turn it up.
Oh well. Yeah.
I need to get a compressor.
Oh, sounds fine.
Well, if I had a compressor, the words would come out a lot clearer.
Yeah. They're not bad at all now.
No, but it's just hard to hear, unless I turn the gate up. See? Can you hear that?
Did he say Boyd?
Yeah, he said Boyd.
That's mine.
Because
it's mine.
That's yours? Yeah.
That's mine. Yeah. That's why I asked him. Yeah.
It said good.
Well, I've got on mine, it said, there's bad energy, stay and talk. I am Ambrose. And then it says she screams. And it said, we hear you. So I was just curious as to what yours was. I didn't know if you had it where we couldn't hear it or what.
No, but you can hear it, right, through my mic?
Yeah, I can hear
it. Because it gets loud sometimes, like.
It does.
Really loud. No, I mean, because like when I started, I just kind of felt a presence, like someone wanted to talk. And so, nice. So like I had it on, right? And before we even got on, and it like said my name like 5 times. I was like, Chris, hey, Chris. Hi, Chris.
They do you that way sometimes, I tell you.
Oh, thank you. Look, man, it's not even a setup. Look, I'll tell you this. If you learn about lighting, you can do just about anything. These are like these little, they're not like glow sticks. They're like, they're these here, like for your computer screen and everything.
Is it the ones that are in the little strip? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a strip, but I use it, for lighting. I mean, I've been doing lighting for like 20 something years. You know what I'm saying? So with these lights here, a lot of people don't understand. You don't need that much, to really create something, especially like with 4K, and yeah. So maybe one day I can teach y'all some lighting tricks.
Well, mine is just one of those circle lights. What do you call them? Ring lights?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get it better because it makes my eyes hurt. So.
Yeah, with ring lights, it just brings out a lot. Like, I mean, it's hard to like see. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't have my ring light on. I'm just like using.
I was trying to. Actually, I think you told me to shine it up on the ceiling.
Yeah, you can bounce it, or you can bounce it off the wall. But it's just better.
Right. That's the way it is now.
Yeah.
It's on the ceiling, but it's kind of bright. It washes me out even more, and I'm already pale. So. Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. I'm kind of pale too. Look, I don't look pale, all right? But I do have a farmer's tan. And it's like, I'll blind you. I don't know how like I'm orange and then I'm more whiter than you. I'm more pasty. I'm not gonna say pasty. I'm pasty. I'm not even gonna say that.
No.
We're just gingers. That's what it is,
Yeah. Well, I have a little ginger. My youngest baby is ginger.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see it.
So, wait a minute. This Jack Amadeus Spasoda, first emergency, a computer scientist, just a degree from Alaska Fair. Oh, I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty interesting, you know.
Obsessed with an okay. Yeah, they were obsessed.
I
That's
think
number
if
one.
I like really got into it, it would just take up the whole show.
It would.
You know what I'm saying? You know, because it's pretty interesting, you know.
So how did they get busted or arrested?
I think it was that shootout that happened.
Was it the shoot?
I think so. I think it was. Don't quote me on that. You know, but I think so. And all that. So we're gonna go to our last episode for the Houston mass murders, and we're gonna talk about Phillip Paske. Now, this dude was like beyond evil, you know, and he, man, I don't know, man. It was just like, it seemed like he was kind of like, you know, between John Wayne Gacy, you know, I mean, he worked for, I think it's
this is him, right? Isn't that him?
Yes.
Yeah, that's him. That's him.
Yeah. I mean, like, if you look at him, look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. They don't even look right. No. You know, like he got Satan in him.
He don't look
you know,
right.
I'm like, seriously, like I said, Satan.
I thought I still had it. Yeah.
The dark legacy of Phillip Paske, the child exploration and murderer. So, this dude. And just to let you know, next week we're going to have Jen Schaefer with us as well, and she is a true crime writer and an advocate for victims or for victims' families, you know, to help find the truth. And we are going to talk about the merit and I'm sorry. The Merritt and Terrell murders, the killings that happened in 1985 here in where we're at, and it's been unsolved. It's a cold case, and if you haven't, if you don't know Jen Schaefer, you gotta know her. Okay, you gotta check her out at crudax.com, and we're
going to be putting out some information on her this week too.
No, absolutely. It also too, if y'all seen any of my ads and all that with her on it, it does have her website. So definitely check her blog out and her podcast. You will not be disappointed. It's very interesting and so forth. And so we're going to talk next week, and she's going to be my special guest. And so, but going back to Phillip Paske, you know, he's just
evil.
I could like, you look, man. It's not that I'm just not talking. You know, it's just the stuff that I read about this dude and the things that he did, and I'm just trying to figure out why he got back out in society. You know what I'm saying? So
remember, we kept saying, why did all of these people keep, especially back in the 70s, 80s, even 90s, they kept getting released? Why after all this hideous? That's what I don't get.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and the fact that obviously this dude's famous, you know, he's infamous, you know, because I mean, he's an American pedophile, you know, involved in creating child pornography, you know, and his connection to a broader sex ring. So I don't know, man. It's just, you know, it's really crazy. And just to let y'all know, this viewer discretion is advised. You know,
that's why we have the little taper at the bottom also.
Does contain child abuse, you know, sexual exploration and murder. So, if these topics are really too heavy for you, you know what? I'm not going to be mad if you just want to scroll on or, go to another podcast. That's fine with me. I completely respect that.
Yes. Come back next week and talk with us if you can't handle this, because it is heavy. Sean said because they knew someone in high places. That's what we were saying last week. Right. They kept getting released, and they had a list. What they say, cards of members? Cards.
Yes. Yeah, they had cards of government officials, that were on these cards. And I think there was he had what? At the first, I think it was 50,000 to 100,000 subscribers. Mm-hmm. And then when he got back out of prison and then started this whole child ring up again, then it was I think 150,000, members, subscribers, so I mean, that's kind of staggering, just thinking that out there, people you don't know lives, and do things, just have a double life. And especially something like this is just real, I don't know, man. And it's really bad. And the fact that, what is it? Not Denmark, Holland. They're more lenient with child abusers, and they're more open over there that, they're attracted to children. And it just seems like over there it's just kind of the norm for some odd reason, but
I don't, my personal opinion, that is not normal. That's not normal.
No. It's just Phillip Paske was convicted pedophile whose crimes shocked the nation. Born in the mid 20th century, Paske's midlife remains largely shrouded in mystery, but his later actions would cement his name in, I don't know why. Okay, so I'm not laughing because of that. I'm just laughing because of the words that were used, when I re-edited this, no pun intended, right?
Go ahead.
Cement his name in the annals of infamy. I know it's supposed to be anal. And why would you have to use that? Seriously. Yeah. Paske was involved in the production and distribution of child pornography, horrific industry that preys on the vulnerable and members of society. But Paske's crimes didn't stop there. He was also implicated in the murder of at least one child, and a crime that highlighted the deadly intersection of child exploitation and violence. So he was born June 11th in 1953, was an American criminal and child pornographer, as we said, from Chicago, Illinois, and his close associate, friend, and sex trafficker was John David Norman, which we actually spoke about him last week.
I also have his picture. Creepy. There you go. You want to see crazy eyes? Look at crazy eyes.
Yeah, dude. I don't want him to be my grandpa. I'll tell you that.
No, thank you.
Nope. And and so John David Norman was briefly an employee of a serial killer of John Wayne Gacy. So the information is scarce about Paske's life. It was reported his father was a city worker and that Paske had a violent temper and frequently cross-dressed. Paske was openly bisexual and had a lengthy criminal record beginning at the age of 18 in 1971 with convictions for drug dealing, theft, battery, and murder. In 1992, prison interview of John Wayne Gacy, whom Paske was once employed by, described Paske as a dangerous and stated that he pimped girls, boys for sex or movies. Gacy was also denied ever discussing this with Paske. The 1973 robbery and murder. In November of 1973, Paske, along with Al Bone and Richard Angel, planned to rob a coin collector named Lewis McCurley. The robbery took place at 7 p.m. on the second floor apartment of 65 or 6052 and a half W Irving Road in Chicago. Bone was armed with a knife, and Angel had accompanied him with a handgun. Paske's role was to act as a lookout for any oncoming witnesses. When McCurley opened the door, Bone and Angel forced their way into the apartment. A struggle ensued, and Bone stabbed McCurley in the chest. All three fled the scene. McCurley would later succumb to his stab wounds, and three of them were arrested and charged with the murder and attempted of armed robbery. Though the plea agreement, Paske and Angel pleaded to the attempt robbery and the murder charge being dropped. Both served prison time afterwards and were placed on probation. Bone would subsequently plead guilty and receive a sentence of 20 years in prison. So let's go to the child pornography ring. David
That's
Norman,
not even enough either. That's not even enough.
Right? I know. It's crazy. In Norman, 1927 to 2011, was a sex offender who ran multiple child pornography prostitution rings in the 1970s and 80s. As of 1973, he allegedly had between 50,000 to 100,000 clients in the 35 U.S. states. So that's what we were talking about, or what I was talking about. It's just insanely crazy. Like, look, sir, I wish I can get that many followers. That'd be great, but not this way. That's just,
Well, we have a lot and we're growing, so we're getting there.
Absolutely, absolutely. He also had the potential links of the serial killer Dean Kroll and John Wayne Gacy. According to Gacy, Norman produced snuff films of young boys. However, no such films have been found to exist. In 1973, the commander of the police youth division in Houston, Benny Newman, stated that there was no known connection between Norman's operation and Kroll's murders. Now, look, I mean, we all speculate, something's not right.
Right.
I mean, child pornography is a small ring. It's underground, and basically, if it's underground, people know people, right? I mean, it's just a small network. I mean, even though it's like a 50 to 100,000 clients, that's still small compared to the U.S.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, we wouldn't think that because, wow, there's like 100,000 pedophiles out there. I mean, there's more.
Oh, there's more than that.
Oh, yeah.
A lot more than that.
Oh, yeah. But for them to say that there's never been any snuff films found, like, how do you find a snuff film? I mean, because these snuff films are made, and once they're made, they're distributed to whoever is going to buy them on the black market. You know what I'm saying? So how would you find, snuff films? You would have to really, know that that person has it, right? You would have to study them, figure things out, because there's just no way, for them to find it. I mean, yeah, if they had some hanging around.
I know they have found some in vaults, the boxes in the banks and stuff like that. When older folks have died that were from back, 70s, 60s, something like that. I have seen part of one from back then, and it was no.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Like, these are like very rare films, to find. I mean, I remember the film 8mm.
Yes.
With Nicolas Cage, and it was about snuff films.
Yep.
Or 35mm or something like that.
I thought it was 8, but it might have been.
It could be 8mm. Yeah, but I mean that's some real stuff, that happens, and but it's something that we just don't see on an everyday basis because it's not around us. This is honestly like this type of behavior is more common, more like in a metropolitan area, a city more than it is in a rural country, but even like in rural areas, to me, that would be the most scariest because no one can hear your cry. You're out in the middle of nowhere,
Hey, especially like where you live,
yeah,
crazy. Yeah. And then, I mean, I live in the trees. So, yeah.
yeah, like it's weird because like, I mean, where I live, I mean, I live,
I got to
okay,
ask you, what is behind you? No, look to the other side, and there's a light back there. Is that like a microwave or something? No, the other side.
oh,
Turn the other way. Turn the other way. Other way.
oh,
Other side. If
that
you
way.
look, do you see a light? Yeah, almost where your hand is. There's a
Oh
light.
yeah. There's a light. Let me
Okay.
see if I can move this up. There's a
Yeah,
light
and
in
your little thing. Okay, gotcha.
yeah,
Gotcha. But there's
yeah.
something moving on the other side. But you always have something in there, so that's okay.
What are you talking about over here? You saw something move over
No,
here?
no, the other side, something moved.
Or on that side?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like okay, so yeah, my little nightlight and all that, like it does change, like, with the stars and everything. But
Hey.
I wouldn't be surprised if something was behind me, you know.
Oh no, there
I mean,
usually is, not to freak you out, but there usually
yeah.
is something there. So
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not even gonna when going back to Philip, I'm not even gonna go into the stuff that he's done. If y'all want to watch it, I mean, if y'all want to like know
you
more
want to
about
look
it,
him up, yeah,
look him
because
up. Look him up.
he's terrible.
Yeah, he's really terrible.
He must have knew
Um,
the right people because he got away with so much. And they had lists and lists and lists of so many people that nothing ever happened to them. And that's crazy. If you have a list, go after the people on the list.
yeah,
But that's my
and
opinion.
yeah, he's very. I mean, I don't even. You know what? Like, where is he? I don't even want to. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I can look it up.
Like, where is he? Is he like in the afterlife? No, I mean he's dead. But like where do people go in the afterlife like that? Do they know that they're going to hell? And if I'm not mistaken, I think they were actually, wasn't it rumored that there was some type of satanic type of practices going on between them too as
In some
well?
kind, yeah. Let's see, he's died November 9th, 98. I was trying to see where he was buried, actually. It doesn't say.
Oh, he may be
Chicago,
buried.
Illinois. So, I mean,
If they don't have like a burial, then they'll bury him at the prison.
well, if they put where he was buried, somebody would go and destroy it. So, because he's just a bad person.
No, absolutely. So
You're
we're gonna
feeling
take.
somebody, aren't you?
Share that.
What did it say?
Said hi, a woman.
Uh,
Sound like my mom.
uh
Then it just said fart. Fart. It says fart again. The only person I know who would say that is our friend Lonnie, who passed away last year. So
Well,
because
maybe that's it.
okay, so funny story. We took the Haviland Nicola to a cemetery, which there was this story about this guy who was. It was pretty. Look, it was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this dude supposedly don't have a head, and he walks in the cemetery and walks out in the field, and he has like a light. It's called Bailey's light.
Mm-hmm.
Over in like not Beach City, Bay City. So the story is like this guy, he used to be a congressman, and he loved alcohol too much, and he was kind of like rowdy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't give two shits. I guess he was like I guess he was like Trump in a way. And they just didn't like it, and then he got kicked out, and then he came down here, bought some land, had a plantation and everything. And he told his wife when he dies that he wants to be buried upright in his casket, have his casket lowered down 90 degrees, and have a jug of whiskey, and also to have, his gun. And so his wife was like, okay, you know what? You can have the gun, but you're not going to have the whiskey. So supposedly he's pissed off at his wife, and he walks around with a jug of whiskey.
I'll show you.
Or he's looking for his jug of whiskey. And it was so funny because, like, when we went over there, I didn't realize we were going to get a lot of intelligent energy from him. And he was, like, really funny. And our friend Lonnie, I didn't know she had a fart. She had gas, And so it was tapping into her consciousness, And you hear fart, and then you would hear, like, a fart come out of the box. Like,
yes, we talk about strange things, people.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Hey, if you're a paranormal investigator or enthusiast or whatever, crazy stuff happens.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I've been called names. I won't say some of them, but besides witch, I've been called other things, and
I've
cussed at, and
F you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And there's this one at this one place kept saying shit. All the whole, and I was like, can you say anything else? And then they said else, and I was like, oh, just there it is. Smart, but
Yep. Yeah. Like here, there's been like so many deaths on this property, just from like loved ones, out of my wife's family. So, see, like when it goes back, see, this is the cool thing about this. It has AI frames. And so if I'm still and it moves, then that means there's something behind me.
You can move your hands and it'll move too.
Right. That's why I'm being still. Jazz hands.
It's not doing it right now.
Like I said, nope.
Nope. They're not going to do it on camera. They're just not. Nope.
Hey, is there someone behind me? Here. Hi. Who's behind me? Did you just say Matt? Matt. Me? Who's Matt?
He just told you, hey, whoever it is.
I'm just trying to figure out what Matt it is. Look, I know there was a guy named Matt who passed away recently.
Well, one of my besties is Matt. Lee's husband, really? Matt.
Yeah, well, like when I guess like
did he just call my name? Did he just call my name?
It probably did. Definitely find out during the playback. I heard Deb. Deb is my mom's name.
Aww.
Hey, did you say Gwen's name?
Sean is saying he heard it. Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you right now. The little girl is mine. She's coming to see
you. Which one? Is this the one with the blonde hair or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's her little voice, that sweet little, yeah. There it is. That's it.
Someone said Chris. Chris again. How many times are I going to say my name?
Well, I want to tell you, hey, how you doing?
Hey. What?
Chris.
Saying something about the house. Who's in here with me? Said mom. I think it said mama, which my mom.
That's a guy's voice too.
Yeah, like my wife's best friend. He used to live here. He had liver cancer. He didn't pass away, or he passed away like at his, in the hospital. But people I've seen from time to time in here. My uncle's grandfather used to live here. And he's been seen out of the window. There's a picture, and he's like in a suit, looking out the kitchen window. Yeah, it's crazy.
Did he wear a suit a lot?
No. It seemed like he wore like coveralls, basically.
Oh yeah.
So you're
saying, he could have been buried in a suit, yeah.
That's true. I like to have the noise gate up because then, you know what I'm saying? It drowns out all the other stuff, and then, but if I do that, then I don't think I'm going to be able to say my name again. I don't think you'll be able to hear it. Because it's loud. I'll have it all the way up. But once you have that noise gate down, you know what I'm saying? It muffles the sound, the audio.
It does.
Now one thing too is like when I hear help, hey, like when I hear like help and so forth like that, I really don't. I don't engage in that because most of the time they really don't need help. It's just an enticement.
Could be. Well, we are coming up on an hour in just a few minutes.
Yes.
You want to tell everybody maybe what we're doing next week one more time, and then.
Yes, absolutely. All right. So we're gonna have a. Oh, shut up. All right. So next week, special guest is going to be Miss Jen Schaefer from Crude Axe Oil in Murder Town. She is an awesome true crime writer. I've known her for years. I've known her for 27 years or even more than that. It's been a while. Yeah. Time flies.
It does.
No, absolutely. And she does great work, great research and so forth. And we're going to talk about the Merritt and Terrell murders. In the 80s. And if you want .com, CRUDEACTS.com. And you can find her blogs, and I'm telling you, it's pretty good reading, and she has, a lot of information about, different crimes that have happened in the Houston area. So definitely check it out.
There you go.
And thank you for having us tonight. Thank you, everyone, for attending, watching us. We do appreciate it. And
yes, very much.
Very much. And to my producer, Gwen, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And have a great night. I'm not even going to say, keep it spooky. All right, keep it weird.
Weird. There you go. Well, yeah, I've got another show, too, so.
Absolutely. And she's going to be on that show.
We actually have Mark from Ghost of Tennessee, and we have Miranda Young from Ghost Biker. Lord Miranda, I'm sorry, but Ghost Biker. So that should be interesting.
No, absolutely, and I'll be looking forward to it.
Yeah,
and thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night.
Have a good night.